My name is Tony Litt. I'm the MD of Sunrise Radio, and it's my immense pleasure to bring you the official Sunrise Radio podcast. We are the #1 commercial Asian station in the United Kingdom, with many firsts to our name, and we continue to be the voice of British Asians who have given us their love and loyalty over 30 years. It's a legacy we cherish and a responsibility that we don't take lightly. Our aim has always been to entertain the listeners with the best of Bollywood and Bhangra, while also addressing their concerns. A real voice for the community, a vibrant community, and a great nation. We are proud to be British and Asian. This podcast is a compilation of some of the things we do on the station, with a stellar lineup of presenters who each have their own personality and style. It's entertaining, informative, engaging, and we hope you will enjoy it here as a podcast if you are unable to tune in to the radio. Don't forget to subscribe and tell your family and friends about this podcast, and do leave us a comment on what you think. We'd love to hear from you. All the best always. Team Sunrise.
The UK's biggest station mix. Sunrise Radio.
Hey, my name is Shabnam Sahi. Welcome to the official Sunrise Radio podcast. I'm on your radio weekdays from 9 a.m. to 12 noon. If you've heard the show, you know what to expect from it. But here are some exciting, interesting Bollywood stories that you may have missed. This time round, served up as part of our official Sunrise Radio podcast. Enjoy. Director Om Raut's Adipurush. This is shaping up to be a truly star-studded affair from the north and the south. Prabhas is Maryada Purushottam, Lord Ram. Kriti Sano is Sita. Sunny Singh is Lakshman. Saif Ali Khan is Lankesh, the mighty Ravan. And we are now told that South superstar Kicha Sudeep will play the dubious role of Vibhishan. Now, for those familiar with the Ramayana, you know why Vibhishan has a dubious reputation. You know it, right? Vibhishan was the younger brother of Ravan, the king of Lanka. And after Ravan abducts Sita and keeps her in captivity in Lanka, and the whole battle in the Ramayana actually begins, Vibhishan, realizing that his brother Ravan was in the wrong, he crosses over to the other side, to Ram's side, and he actually snitches on his own brother, therefore showing Lord Ram the path to ultimate victory. And that is why Vibhishan is a complex character. He's loved and hated in equal measure, only because he did the right thing, yes, but he did so by going against his own brother. इसीलिए हिंदी में कहावत है, घर का भेदी लंका ढाए. It's often the betrayal of an insider that leads to ruin. That's not an enviable reputation, is it? So digital streaming platforms are now being flooded with dramas and films that often boast at least one Bollywood star as part of the cast. Sometimes even more than one. Although truth be told, content is still king, queen and the court jester. Having a Bollywood star on board is not going to cut it if the story is wishy-washy. इतना तो हमें अब तक पता चल चुका है, right? लेकिन एक बड़े Bollywood star का किसी भी digital drama या film में होना, that just makes it more easier to publicize it and market it and all the rest of it. Bollywood's Miss Busy Bee right now, Kriti Sano, she's been finalized to play a rather fiery character in an OTT drama titled Rakhtapat, a path stained with blood. Kriti will cross swords with an actor who's deliberately been rather low-key so far, despite being a star kid. I'm talking about Raj Babbar and Smita Patil's son, Prateek Babbar. Now, I saw Prateek Babbar recently as John Abraham's younger brother in Mumbai Saga. और मुझे लगता है ना कि the web space is the perfect fit for Prateek Babbar, because conventionally he's not the best looking guy in the world, but my God, can he act. Now, once Kapil Sharma's sidekick and comedy partner, then a comedy host in his own right, Sunil Grover, he surprised everyone, including himself, with a role as Saif Ali Khan's right-hand man in Tandav. A role that was a million miles from comedy. And Sunil Grover delivered magnificently, right? Now, his next web series is said to be another rather unique murder mystery. It is titled Sunflower. It is out next month, with Ranveer Shori and Girish Kulkarni as two inspectors hoping to get to the bottom of a rather sinister case, having to fight demons within the police force before confronting the suspecting criminals. You know what that sounds like? Line of Duty with a desi tadka. Now, Sunflower has a rather flowery supporting cast as well. There's Ashish Vidyarthi, there's Mukul Chadda, there's Radha Bhatt, there's someone called Raj Kapoor and Shonali Nagrani. Ooh, I have no idea who she is. Do you? There's a lot of chat on the sets of Adipurush, the massive, mammoth, eye-wateringly expensive sets of Adipurush, laid out in the outskirts of Mumbai, because, they had to recreate the times of the Ramayana, recreate the opulence of Lanka. Now, this set is now out of bounds, unused, bleeding money every single day because of the COVID scenario in Maharashtra, naturally, which has forced the state into a lockdown. And questions are now being asked on why Om Raut chose to shoot Adipurush in Mumbai when Hyderabad would have been a much cheaper option, and from a pandemic perspective, a much safer option, from what we can see. Well, it is like crying over spilt milk, because what's done is done. No one saw the second wave coming and hitting India with such intensity as it has, right? But we understand Adipurush is considering moving its operations to newly created sets in Hyderabad to be able to finish the shoot, then get down to the edit, and finally release what Om Raut is hoping would be a super-duper hit, inshallah. Now, with the film fraternity in India engaged in various acts of charity right now, which they should be doing and which people are grateful for, there's a very interesting story from the sets of Prabhas and Pooja Hegde's film Radhe Shyam. Ye suna aapne? Now, Radhe Shyam is still under production. It had a safe, though rather exotic shoot schedule last year across several parts of Europe, because that is where the story is set, in 1970s Europe. Now, the makers of Radhe Shyam, they had to build an elaborate set of a hospital in a studio in Hyderabad. And this hospital was meant to look like a hospital in Italy from the 1970s, because that is what the script demanded. News emerging that the makers of Radhe Shyam, they have donated everything from that hospital film set. Beds, stretchers, PPE, medical equipment, oxygen cylinders, and so much more. And they've donated this towards COVID relief, donating these to people who really need it right now. This really brought a tear to my eye. How wonderful is this? People are going out of their way to see jitna bhi hai hamare paas, jo bhi hai hamare paas. वो कहते हैं ना कि A, charity begins at home, and B, generosity has nothing to do with the depth of your pocket. कुछ लोगों के पास हजारों रुपए वो एक भी नहीं देते हैं, किसी के पास एक रुपया वो उसे भी शेयर करते हैं.
You can catch Shabnam Sahi, the ultimate storyteller, weekdays 9 a.m. till 12 noon.
The greatest nation, radio station in the world. Sunrise Radio.
Quite excited for you to hear this Jackie Shroff interview. I caught up with him on Sunday. It's with regards to Radhye, Your Most Wanted Bhai, that we're going to see him in next. Of course, cinemas opening here in the UK on Monday the 17th. So one of the first movies to take us back to the cinemas. More than anything, Jackie Shroff, Jaggu Dada, the legend that he is, you will hear his warmth in his voice. He's so lovely. And of course, just to remind you, it was Mother's Day on Sunday across the rest of the world except the UK and Europe. So he does mention that in there. So just didn't want you to get confused. Jackie, welcome to Sunrise Radio. How are you doing?
How are you doing? How's your family? How's everybody out there in your city?
All
Keep
well?
safe.
All well.
Mm-hmm. Stay well and just enjoy yourself. I hope you guys like Radhe. We tried our best to make it really a nice entertainer, a lot of fun and wholesome. It's wholesome. I hope you guys watch it.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, judging by the trailer, it looks fun. It looks something like it will take our minds off things that are happening in the world. So, aside from the fact that, it's fun and, it has, as well as the fact that it has an important underlying message, tell us a little bit about your character in the film.
It's lighthearted. He's totally lighthearted. It's a comedy for me.
Yeah.
It could be tragedy for the others, but it's like comedy for me. When someone falls on a banana peel, it's tragedy for him, but people laugh. When they see someone fall, someone go and give a hand, but someone laughs also, right?
Yeah.
So it's like I'm having a blast in the film. Salman Khan's family I know since last 40 years. So last 40 years, we've been really close to each other. Mm-hmm. They really love me and respect, and my love and respect for their parents is too much. His respect for me is too much. Whenever he makes a film, he sees to it that Jackie is there in the film. I want him. Like I played his daddy in Bharat. Yeah. And now he's come up with this as his brother-in-law. Uh-huh. So for me, it's like back to family's production. And then on top of that, you have Prabhu Deva. Prabhu Deva ne mujhe direct kiya uske pehle as a dance director.
Ji.
He made me dance in Gardish, which is impossible. How I can dance. I've done Zumba now. That's also, I don't know how I did it. But in Gardish, for sure, I danced because of him.
Huh.
And then later on, he acted. We acted together in a film called Agni Varsha.
Uh-huh.
Then I saw Mukkala Mukkala. I said, whoa, wow. Then he made a film called Wanted. I said, man. And now I got a chance to work with him. How can I say no? And a man who made me dance can definitely get comedy out of me.
Of course.
So he got the ape out of me. I look like some kind of thing which I haven't seen myself before. That's different me totally.
I'm so glad. And I'm glad that, you've done such a wide variety of roles throughout your career, Jackie. One of my favorites and a film of yours that I have grown up watching is King Uncle. That is my ultimate childhood film, that is. I cannot even begin to tell you how many times I've seen that film.
You must be a little child when you watched it.
Yes, I was. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. How long is that? Now, 20 years at least. That film's gone 22 years back. More, maybe.
Such a brilliant film.
Oh, my darling. So sweet.
I loved it.
In fact, that's my most favorite film.
Oh, I'm so glad, because it's my most favorite childhood film. It really is.
Like Most Wanted. That was my Most Wanted. Because it has a thought of girl adoption. Girl child adoption. It's about adoption. So it's beautiful.
It is.
And besides that, Radhye is something which is close to my heart now, because it's something I've never done so much. It's like, it's a short and sweet comedy, which comedy for me is something like I'm serious, maybe I'm sensual, maybe I'm romantic, maybe I'm a fighter, but this is fun. This is like fun.
I'm so glad. And I think perfect timing to bring audience back in the theatres for this, because it's a long time coming. And I think this film will take people back to the cinemas here in the UK. So we're really grateful for that.
And besides, we got to spread a little happiness.
Yeah.
There has to be a little smile behind the mask, which should reach your eyes. We should hear the laughter. Laughter will get you your immunity back. The more you laugh, the more you're strong.
Yeah.
Your organs are going to say, hey, thanks, Jackie, for laughing. Thanks, Jackie, for breathing. Like liver saying that, kidneys saying that. Yeah, laughter is huge. Just go laugh and keep your brains at home.
Yeah.
Or wherever. Just enjoy on the big screen and come home. That's it. Stay safe, darlings.
Super duper. And Jackie, tell me, how do you select your projects that you do with the vast variety that you have given us over your career, spanning so many years? What kind of projects and how do you say yes to them?
Sometimes I do it for great scripts, where I see that you're sitting on a chair, and chair has 4 stands, right? There are 4. If I take out one, you can fall.
Yeah.
So that's it. Kursi ke 4 tang hote hain.
Bilkul.
4 legs. So one leg you take it out, it falls down. So that's the kind of role I look for, darling.
Yeah. And in terms of the underlying message in this film, what is it? What is this underlying message in the movie Radhye that you are giving to the audiences?
I ain't giving any message. I'm just having a blast. I'm playing a guy who's really out to have fun.
Yeah.
And I feel that's the message. Go there, have fun, keep safe, and keep laughing. Help people as much as you can. And be strong towards your aim in life. And let that aim be a beautiful aim. To help and to spread happiness. Bas. Khali khushiyan aage karna hai. Baki gham to hai. If you take life, I mean, you're there. I'm here. I know I won't be here. But the time that I spend here, and my each and every breath should count. It should ignite me. Every oxygen breath that I take should burn and should give you power.
Basically.
Saas, pranayam, only pranayam, and Radhe, Radhe.
Radhe, 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 Radhe. Let's talk about the music of the film. Which one would you say is your favorite song? आपका सबसे फेवरेट गाना कौन सा है इसमें से?
सीटी
सीटी
मार।
सीटी मार, सीटी मार, सीटी मार, No, that's brilliant. It's really good. And we really, really look forward to seeing you back on the big screen. I think this is going to be such a treat for all of us.
It's going to be fun. I think people should please go for it. Please propagate and go for it, but be safe, but go for it. Finally, you get to see something on bed sheet, not on a kerchief.
Yes, yeah. For
So
sure.
enjoy it.
For sure.
Enjoy both.
And Jackie, a message to your fans who are going to be listening to this on the radio, who are going to be watching this on social media. What's one thing that you would like to say to them aside from, go and have a blast and just be happy?
Today is Ma's Day, Mama's Day. Why just today? It should be every day. But still, loads of love to all the mothers, all the Shaktis. Sadar Pranam, happiness to your family, mamas, to your husbands, your children. अगर माँ नहीं तो कुछ भी नहीं. अरे माँ तेरी सूरत से अलग भगवान की सूरत क्या होगी? जिसको नहीं देखा हमने कभी. उसकी जरूरत क्या होगी? You look at your mother's face, you see God in her. That's enough. So today is it's Mama's Day today. I don't know why just today. हर रोज सुबह अपने माँ के चेहरे को देखो. मौका मिला है घर पे बैठ के उनकी आंखों में देखने का. I think this is the time to look into your children, your parents, everyone's eyes more than mobile.
Yes,
look at that, but look at your mom.
Definitely. And talking about, children, how as a father, do you kind of see Tiger? He's grown up into this amazing human, this amazing actor. When you look at him, what do you think?
My daughter is into mixed martial art and she has a gym where she trains people for fitness. That makes me really proud. My son is someone who's given Tiger ka baap hai. When I go out, the kids love Tiger so much, they have no idea who Jackie is, but their mother knows. So mama always says, Tiger ka papa, Tiger ka papa. That makes me really, really happy. Okay, I'm getting recognized because of my son. And any father would want that. Any mother would want that, I feel. Blessed.
Very, very sweet. Jackie, thank you so much for taking the time out to talk to us. It's been so lovely. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, darling. Lots of love to your family. Keep in touch.
Thank you. Take care, Jackie. Bye-bye.
Take care, guys in England. Take care, guys in London. Take care wherever you are. Just keep loving. And today's Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to everybody. It should be every day. Have a blast. Look in your mama's eyes.
Listen to our Bollywood queen, Anushka Arora, from 12 noon to 4 p.m. weekdays on Sunrise.
My friend and guest today, Hunterz, joins me. There he is. What's going on, brother?
It's been way too long. How you doing?
I'm very well. So listen, before we start, just before you came on, I played the Hunterz track that you did, Aaja Kuriye, right? And I talked about the fact that whenever I play it, I always talk about the fun fact that Malkeet Singh was on that track when you first produced it, and then he had to be removed from that track.
The industry politics, and I hate that. And that was the version that I wanted to come out.
Yeah.
And then in the end, because it was a record label thing. Malkeet Baji was with Oriental, Hans Baji's in India. I was with Movie Box at the time. So it wasn't how I wanted it. And hopefully one day we can release the original version.
Well, listen, I know that I've got that track on file somewhere at home, so I'm going to load it into the system. And if you need it, let me know. I'll send it over to you, bro.
Leak it.
I'll leak it. Listen, man, what a pleasure it is to see you. It's a shame because me and you go back a long, long way. I even mentioned in your intro that we've toured the country together on a theatre show that we did for the National Theatre. You slept on my couch many a night at home in Harrow. So we're family. So thank you so much for taking time out. And more importantly, before we move on, let me just make sure everybody at home is well and safe, brother.
Yeah, everybody is good. And hope everybody's good at home as well. And we've had an amazing time. And also, we're proud of what you've done as an actor. We started, I told everybody, I said, he was dope from day one.
That's very kind, man. But as I always say to people, this is about you, the guest on my show today. So let's talk about you. Oh, look, your brother, Little V, has just joined as well. What is going on, V? We're going to be talking about V as well, just very, very briefly. But first, let us talk about the fact that you have now released this brand new single. It's a completely different vibe that we've heard from you in a long, long time. It's been a long time coming, man. There's been social media post after social media post over the last probably even 18 months of you saying new music coming, new music coming, new music coming. Why so long, man?
Well, first and foremost, what we're about to do is set levels that have not been set before.
Yeah.
The video that I've just dropped has everybody's gone crazy over it. It's got the texture of big up Raj guys.
Yes.
It's got the texture. It's got the texture of like a John Wick kind of a thing.
Yeah.
You're from an acting background. You would have seen that. What I'm about to do, what we were preparing in the last 18 months, I was hinting to everybody. First and foremost, my office and my studio is about to open right next to Westminster Abbey. That should just tell you a little bit about what we're about to do.
Yeah.
Very, very serious move. And so I'm with a completely new team, amazing new team. It's an international conglomerate of people that have very strong holds in India, Pakistan, the US, Middle East. And I'm about to make music how I wanted to make music, which is always global fusion, Amit, back in the day, except that I was probably, people used to say you were ahead of your time, and I used to say, but I'm not sure, but now maybe they were right.
Yeah.
So, we're ready.
And you absolutely are ready, because I've seen the announcements on social media. You know, you're moving into studios next door to Westminster Abbey, as you said. And the fact is, you're about to make moves in a way that hopefully we've been waiting as British Asian artists in this country for a very long time. We mentioned V earlier. He's had huge success in the last 3-4 years with Guru Randhawa's hits. You know, for a lot of people that might be watching or listening, you might not know that. And most of Guru Randhawa's success musically has been produced by Hunterz' little brother V as well, who we're very proud of. Who Hunterz and I both took to the Dome in Birmingham when he was 8 years old to perform and got him to talk to young girls for us. But in those days we were allowed to do that kind of stuff. So his success is something else in India, and you're about to do hopefully the same here in the UK. I mean, let's talk about what the hopes and joys are of that. What is the overall goal of this new company?
Okay, London Inc. So today I was in a meeting. We're taking Dave Chappelle to Kenya. Okay, so we have links. It's not just music. We have a podcast. We have short film, which I'll talk to you about as well. There's a whole load of things. I'll give you the people that have come in to help me. I mean, I'm absolutely grateful. Absolutely grateful. It starts from the legal side. My lawyer is the same lawyer as Adele. Lawyer is very important in the music
in the music industry, definitely.
Very important. We're going to be doing international, it's a global fusion. So you might see me with one of the top singers, Arabic singers, me with one of the top Afrobeat artists, which is definitely going to happen. Me with, the guys from America. One of the guys on my label has just been working with Lauryn Hill and got vocals from her.
Wow.
If you know about music, you'll know how difficult that is.
Yeah.
Do you see the risk that they have? Yeah?
Yeah.
And the guy also, I'm not going to mention names at the moment, everything is going to be announced in about 3 to 4 weeks' time of who put this together, right? It's absolutely enormous. On Monday, we have Rio Ferdinand coming in for a reading or something.
Nice.
We have, this is a mainstream label, if you want to use the word mainstream, but they like to say global fusion, and they were like, we selected you from the whole Asian industry because we looked at everybody else and everybody's talented, but everybody was good at just this, or everybody was good at just this. We wanted somebody who can do all the things, and we thought, let's have a look. So I'm working with artists from Jamaica. I'm about to go to the US to work with Busta Rhymes. I've just done a deal with him in New York.
Nice.
That's just a little bit of it.
Well,
in India,
let me, forgive me for interrupting, but let me add to the fact that because I've known you for so long, I've known you've been a multifaceted, not just musician, but, like I said, we toured with the National Theatre back in 93, 94 together. You were the rap narrator of a show that was a kind of musical that celebrated British, South Asian kind of culture through cricket and stuff. And I've seen all of that. I've seen you do that. I've seen you went to guitar school. You've studied every instrument that there is to study or play or whatever and kind of stuff. So in terms of of stepping it up, this is definitely a kind of move in the right direction. We're aware of that. But what's the goal? Like, what are you? Is this there to set up and champion new artists? Is this there to further your career, or is it all of those things?
Both. So the label, before I was signed to a label, now I co-own a label.
Right.
I'm not signed. I co-own the label. So it's to, for instance, the new single, Tera Dil Mujhe Dede, features a young upcoming artist called Aminah, who just happens to be, right? It wasn't even planned. She happens to be from Bedford, my hometown.
Which is your hometown.
And she's about to become like the queen of Algerian pop music.
Wow.
And we're gonna do that for her and give her that platform. Right now, she's in the studio working with producers who work with Amy Winehouse.
Wow.
My label has done that for her. It's not about me producing everything. We will go for the new talent, but they have to be awesome. I mean, like with me, I'm ruthless when it comes to music.
Yeah.
We have to do it the hard way. My brother V has touched 4 billion YouTube views with Guru Randhawa.
Wow.
And a few years back, he was sleeping on the floor in recording studios
I know.
in Ealing Studios in London.
I know.
So there are artists who we have found that Aminah has worked very, very hard, and there's others. So yes, it is a label. We are going to collaborate with people. It's not a free-for-all. Anybody can come and get signed. You have to be really, really... you have to show us that you love music, and you have to show us that you love global music as well.
So you're setting the bar high, which is what you've always done. Even when you produced the album with Taz of Stereo Nation all those years ago, you created a sound that no one had really heard or crossed over to India in the way that album did. You've taught, I know you performed alongside Michael Jackson. You've done it all, man, and now is the right time for you, and it's a long time coming. So I honestly, from the bottom of my heart, I'm so happy and proud for you. Let's talk about this brand new single then, brother. You just mentioned it, Tera Dil Mujhe Dede. It sounds like a line from Sholay. Ye haath mujhe de de Thakur. I had to say that one. It's been ringing in my head for days. I've been waiting to drop that one. Tera Dil Mujhe Dede. Tell me about this song and tell me about the vibe, because I played a little clip just now and it's kind of the sound that isn't synonymous with Hunterz. You've got that pop, kind of happy, dance floor kind of vibe that most people know. I know that side of you because I've seen you jam and I've seen you play beautiful kind of Dard Bhare Geet and all that kind of stuff. But this is a sound that people aren't necessarily synonymous with you, yeah?
Well, that's why the tune is going smashing it up right now. My brother Honey Singh just shared it yesterday.
Yes, he
played
did.
it all over the place. Yeah, so what's happened is that song is a Hindi song with an Arabic singer singing Arabic and English over a drill beat.
Yeah.
Find me another one like that on the net. It's not there. The people behind us, strategically, they are unbelievable. I mean, it's not just me. I have an amazing team.
Yeah.
I'm actually working with people at the same level and passion that I have for music, and I've got to be honest with you, I've never had that before. Apart from my brothers and my family,
Yeah.
I've never met anybody whose vision was a bit more than Southall to Glasgow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The world is a real big place. I used to say, Guru, I'm very proud of him. Guru is a Punjabi artist performing in parts of India where nobody speaks Punjabi.
Yeah.
Only because they dared to be like different with the music, and I'm about to do stuff like that people will see now, and taking our culture and mixing it with other cultures in a global fusion, but done at the highest level.
Oh, man, I'm so excited for you, man, and for what's about to happen. For those of you that have just tuned in, you're listening to the Bakwaas Show down here on Sunrise Radio. I'm joined by my very good friend and brother, Hunterz. Like I said, we've grown up together. We've spent a lot of time on the road together, and we've got a lot of mutual appreciation, and it's wonderful to have you on the show. Let's talk about the future then. Well, I mean, we sort of discussed that already, but after this single, what comes next? When does let's just say, will you ever go back to producing the kind of music that you've been doing so far? Will there be an out-and-out Bollywood? Will there be an out-and-out Bhangra banger? Or will it always be continuous global fusion type stuff?
No, there will be everything. I'm giving everybody a challenge. Count the genres. So you might have a reggae song. You might have Julian Marley. I'm talking to Bob Marley's son at the moment. You might have him pop up on the song with a lovely Punjabi chorus on that. Not been done before. Okay. There is a Bollywood. So obviously, everybody's asked me, Bollywood. When are you going to go to Bollywood? Now I can't just go to Bollywood. I was probably not on their radar. Definitely not on their radar. Yeah. I can tell you this 100% now. The people who work with, I'm on their radar. In fact, my people control the radar. Okay. So, out of the last 5 years, the top 5 Bollywood stars who've been in Hollywood, one of them's been confirmed for one of my videos.
Right. Wow. Amazing. And I know you were on a shoot today as well. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Is that for the next single?
This was actually different from London Ink. So London Ink is our record label. This was actually a separate project I was supporting a very, very good friend of mine at Kiss Records. And I honoured my agreement, as I always would, and it was something we planned last year, but then COVID came and messed all the plans up for that project. So we went and finished that today. It's a reggae song with a Punjabi vibe on it. I'm bringing the reggae scene, bringing the reggae music to the forefront a lot more, because I've just spent 10 years with UB40 and I've got their blessing to take that forward.
Yeah.
And today when I performed it, there were UB40 fans coming in and saying, what is this? Like, this is UB40, but it's an Asian guy with a guitar.
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah, it certainly is.
Let me ask you a question, bruv. If you had to pick an instrument, I know it's going to be a hard one. What is your instrument? What is Hunterz' instrument?
Hold it right.
Go on then. It's a tabla.
Maybe that one.
There you go. So the tabla is your instrument of choice, yeah?
Yeah, tabla is my instrument. It's the first instrument that I started learning, and I'm still learning, because it gives me all the rhythms that I want. It gives me the intricate rhythms that I want, and I'm still studying. So tabla definitely is my main instrument.
Well, let me tell you, man, you were the person to introduce me to the sounds of people like Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan alongside Sanjay Sanj. I posted that a couple of years ago on his birth anniversary, that if it wasn't for you and Sanjay Sanj, I wouldn't even kind of understand the music of Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan. And also, you introduced me to sounds and songs that Qawwalis and ghazals and stuff that I wouldn't have. We spent hours in hotel rooms after touring and doing theatre shows listening to music that I would never have been exposed to. So I owe you a lot musically as well. Brother, it's always a pleasure to catch up with you, and hopefully very, very soon we'll get you in the studio, brother, and talk about the forthcoming stuff once all of this madness is over. Give my love to the family, peace and love, stay safe, and all the very best.
Join Ameet Chana every Saturday from 4 p.m. for the Bangla Showdown, playing you the finest in Punjabi and Bangla music from the past, present and future.
This is Anila Dhami on Sunday.
Joining me now on the line is Barry Gardiner, Labour MP for Brent North. Very good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning.
How do you feel, first of all, about losing Hartlepool?
Look, I'm disappointed when we lose any election in this country, because I see what this government is doing. I see the policies that are going on about fire and rehire, allowing companies, major companies, to just lay thousands of people off, say, right, you're fired, and the next day, if you want your job back, you can have it, but it's on lower terms and conditions. Other countries have banned that. We haven't. So I see day-to-day what's happening in social care. I see what day-to-day is happening in our public services, and it gives me real grief. So when we're not able to get into government, whether it's at a local level or whether it's at a national level, it's something that gives me great pain.
I'm sure. And also, of course, you'd be focusing on the grievances you have with the Conservative Party. I mean, you mentioned their jobs, but some would say that actually...
It's hardly grievances, if I can put it that way. It's a policy difference. What I'm saying is, look at social care. Look at the problems of dementia in this country. And you're having somebody on who's going to be talking, I think, about mental health. And such an important thing that is affecting millions of families in this country, tearing the guts out of them. And the government, the Prime Minister, stood on the steps of Downing Street in 20, whatever it was, and said, don't worry, I've got a plan, it's all going to be fixed. And here we are 2 years later, and no plan, it's not been fixed, it's not even in the Queen's speech. So, these are not just grievances, these are policy differences, and it's about looking around us in this country and saying, what are the things that really need fixing?
And of course, you've brought up there the social care and the fact that it wasn't in the Queen's speech. They did announce that proposals for social care will be brought forward. But I'm really interested in understanding about the Labour Party, because Lord Mandelson said that former Hartlepool MP and Director of Communications, Lord Mandelson, said that Jeremy Corbyn is still casting a cloud over the town, though I have to say, he did win that seat twice as leader of the opposition. Some say it was a Brexit vote. But where is there a need to reposition the Labour Party? Because obviously, I've had MP Kim Johnson on just before the break. And she was very passionate about the policies of the Labour Party and what the Labour Party stands for. You're obviously here expressing as well the policy differences. But is that coming across to voters?
Look, the one thing that I think the Labour Party should have learned over the past years now is actually that the more we talk about ourselves, in terms of disputes amongst ourselves, the worse it gets. The public just switch off. I don't want to talk about, who says what in the Labour Party. I want to say, what is the Labour Party's positive programme for government? What is the Labour Party's solution to the problem of low wages? What's the solution to the fact that I have in my constituency, and you'll have seen it, and I know you'll have reported on it, queues going back from the food bank here outside the Mandir, stretching for a mile and more. A mile of people, families, who cannot feed their children. These are the things that I want to be focused on, because these are the things that are wrong with our country. Now, I want people to be talking about the Labour Party, but I want them to be talking about the Labour Party's vision. I want them to be talking about what the Labour Party can do for them if we change that, if we make it the case that actually companies are not paying people such pittance wages that they have to go onto universal credit to top those wages up to then be able to afford their rent or to be able to afford to feed their children. Now,
although I must just add there that the national living wage has been increased, and this government has provided furlough, extended it to September, and given an incredible amount of money to try and keep people afloat economically.
Yes, but look, you're reporting from a base here in London. Right? Now, let's look at what has happened to the London economy. Let's look at London's economy depends on hospitality, it depends on arts and media venues, and thank God they're opening up tomorrow. That will be a huge boost to London's economy. But who are the very people that didn't get those furlough, who didn't get that support? It was all the people who were working in the arts. Yeah, they gave some support to theatres, but did that go down to the artists and the comedians and the musicians that would play in those theatres? No, it didn't. They were the ones who were left saying, well, I'm a self-employed person here, and I'm not getting the support that I need. And this is what was so wrong with it. And of course we needed to put money into the economy. Of course that was essential. But look also what happened. Look at where some of that money went, and look at the embarrassment that was on Matt Hancock's face this morning when he was asked about the contract that was proposed for PPE, for face masks, by an old mate of his, Brooks Newmark, at which he then recommended to the people who are looking at it. The Secretary of State says this looks like an excellent proposal. Well, he's not the person to judge that, is he? And eventually that contract went through. So, these are the things that we've got to say. Yes, they did some really important things in terms of putting money into the economy and C-bills and so on, but they also made sure that a hell of a lot of it went to their mates.
And there has been a lot of controversy in there. Obviously, you're talking about Matt Hancock's. There's also been with Boris Johnson and his flat refurbishment. Why is it, do you think, then, people are hearing these stories, yet still voting and, turning to Conservatives at this time?
I think one thing is clear, and there is a pattern. The pattern is this. In each part of the United Kingdom, in Scotland, in Wales, and in England, and I'm excluding Northern Ireland for the moment, where a First Minister has been on the television every day, reaching out to the public, talking to them about the thing that was most important to them and their lives and their families, namely the coronavirus. In each of those regions, their vote went up. Now, I don't think that's, happenstance. I think it's because people have basically had that sort of advertisement going in. They've got that familiarity, and they know that on the most important things in their lives, those First Ministers have been dealing with it. And therefore, there's something that comes from that. And let's be clear. The Conservative government handled the first part of the pandemic absolutely atrociously. The initial failure to lock down, the second failure to lock down.
Although they would say that they were unprecedented times.
It's the most overused word in the English language over the past 2 years, unprecedented. But the point is this: at the time when they got that wrong, they've now come to a point where, because of the National Health Service, we now have a fantastic vaccination program, better than any in the world, because we have the NHS, because it's a national institution. They're not trying to do this piecemeal. And the vaccination program has been the success story here. Great. Absolutely great. So the elections came at the point where things started going well, rather than at the time when things were going very badly for the government.
Let's look forward then from this point on. What will the Labour Party be doing to appeal to voters? Because you talk about the Labour Party's vision and how you want people to know about the solution to low wages, the solution to the use of food banks. What will the Labour Party be doing to push that vision, if anything, other than a cabinet reshuffle, which there wasn't much to it?
Reshuffle, that's not the important thing. The public don't mind who's up, who's down, who's in and out in any party, right? What they mind about is when they lose their job, right? What they mind about is when the economy tanks, when they can't pay their rent. So you ask, what are the policies that we would be bringing forward as a government? One of the first things we would be saying is end, fire and rehire. That is a huge issue for hundreds of thousands of families in this country. It means that you're being told you've lost your job, you've been fired, and the next day you're being told, well, you could get your job back, but we'll pay you less. Now, why are companies allowed to do this in this country when they're not allowed to do it elsewhere in the developed world? They shouldn't be.
MP Gardiner, what I wonder is how you'll be getting that message across.
Well, by talking to people like you, of course. That's what I love doing. I love getting out there, talking to people like you. You have, listeners who trust you as a radio station, who are listening to what you say. And that's why I want to speak to people like you, because that's the way we can get our message across.
Some people think that Sir Keir Starmer's campaign trail ahead of the elections was all about publicity, actually. And, I've been reading some comments where people are saying it was just a picture opportunity. And then obviously he was, there was a whole debacle of him being thrown out of a pub. And now he's going to be, doing more interviews. He's apparently appearing on Piers Morgan's Life Stories. Is publicity or, appearing on platforms the only way? I mean, what do you make of your leader, Sir Keir Starmer?
Look, can I just say, it's not about appearing on platforms. It's about having the policies which, when you appear on platforms, inspire people, right?
Do you think Sir Keir Starmer is inspiring?
Oh, look, I know you guys would love to get a cigarette paper between any Labour politician and any other Labour politician. But, that's a gotcha story. That's a silly story. Let's focus on the issues. Let's focus on the real issues.
It's not about me trying to say, trying to get a line or anything. Actually, it's more that, there is a duty of opposition in this country, and it's rather me asking, do you think Sir Keir Starmer is a strong opposition to Boris Johnson, who's clearly leading when it comes to polls at the moment and popularity and votership, as is the Conservative Party? So it's more that, what do you make of Sir Keir Starmer, that with all this narrative of Jeremy Corbyn still reverberating, the Brexit vote still reverberating?
Can I just say, I was up in Hartlepool. I heard what you said, Peter Mandelson. I was up in Hartlepool. I went door to door in Hartlepool. Not one person mentioned Jeremy Corbyn. That wasn't the issue. It absolutely wasn't the issue. So I do think we need to try and get away from personality politics. We need policy politics. That's what we need. And I think anybody who looks at the way in which Sir Keir Starmer grills Boris Johnson at question time every Wednesday will come away every Wednesday and look at it and say, actually, you know what? The leader of the opposition is the guy that had the point here. And Boris dodged it. He ducked and he dived, as he always does. And that's what Boris is about. It's about, making promises to the electorate on the steps of Downing Street that he already had a plan that he was going to implement straight away and sort out social care. And here we are, as you say, the Queen's speech feebly says, we may bring forward proposals. Not that there's legislation, proposals, right? 2.5 years on, nothing. And that's what you see time and time again with Boris Johnson. It's the huge rhetoric, the great bombast, oh, you know, would you like to be down in the pub with me having a drink sort of politics. But when it comes to delivering on the policies that he's promised, like so much in his life, he doesn't deliver.
MP Gardiner, thank you very much for your time this morning.
My pleasure.
Tune in every Sunday, 10 a.m. to 12 noon for Anila Dhami on Sunday, giving the British Asian community a voice on the matters of the day.
The UK's biggest Asian mix. Sunrise Radio.
It is that time now to get flirty. At 8:30, I have a single person on the line. He's ready to join me. But before that, let me remind you what this is all about.
Calling all singles. Are you ready to get flirty at 8:30? Message the studio now and let the love doctor of Sunrise help you find love.
I'm here to help you find love, and I have someone special on the line with me right now. But he is actually my namesake as well. His name is Amit. He is from Newcastle, and he's here right now. Amit, how you doing, my friend?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
Not too bad. You're such a brave guy, but I absolutely love it because, you know what? I think this works out better for men than it does women.
Okay.
Because this shows how brave you are, how confident you are, and it's a very attractive trait. So I think this is a good thing for you that you've taken the reins and decided, you know what, I'm going to do it, I'm going to be brave, I'm going to just put myself out there. So anyway, welcome to the show, Amit. Tell everyone a little bit about yourself, obviously we found out you're from Newcastle. Tell everyone how old you are, what you do, perhaps in your spare time, what you like to do for fun, as much or as little information as you want to give.
So my name's Amit, I'm from Newcastle, I'm 40, I am an IT consultant, I work from home, and in my spare time, I help run my local community radio station up here.
No, really? That's brilliant. Yeah. I love it. Oh, so you know how this works. No wonder you're not shy today. You liar. You didn't even tell me this before. No, that's brilliant. That is absolutely awesome. I love that. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. IT consultant, and he also dabbles in a little bit of radio as well. I love it. So listen, how this works and how you get flirty with me at 8:30, not with me, with the ladies out there, of course. I'm going to ask you some very simple questions. Just have some fun with it. Tell everyone about yourself. And you never know who may come forward. A lady may come out of the woodwork and just say, oh, he sounds delicious. I'll have a piece of that. Cool?
Okay, cool.
All right, so my first question to you is tell us a little bit about the kind of person who would be your soulmate. Who would be the character, what would be the characteristics of this person who you would like to call your soulmate? You know, what kind of traits would they have, qualities? What would you do together to enjoy each other's time? Anything, as much or as little detail as you want.
Oh, okay. So I think someone, and if I go down the Bollywood route, so someone similar to Anjali from Gubby Cushy Gubby Gum.
Ah, nice. Slightly boisterous.
A little bit fun, a little bit quirky, outgoing, is able to speak to anyone, isn't shy about her personality, about her culture, all that kind of stuff that Kajol was in that movie. So yeah, a little bit of that, a little bit naive, a little bit sweet, funny, like a friendship, romance.
Pyar dosti hai. That's what you're looking for.
So, yeah, but a bit of where every day is a new day, is a new date, 15 years of marriage, and she's still saying come home early. Do you know what I mean? That kind of cuteness and sweetness.
Oh, you're such a romantic. Listen to him. No, I'm just kidding. So there you go, ladies. He is the Rahul, and he's looking for his Anjali. So if you are that type of woman, you know what? This could be your lucky day. But let me ask you a couple more questions. Very important as well. Let me ask you, tell me one fun, quirky thing about yourself that very few people or no one knows.
Oh, I am scared of heights. But I refuse to let anyone know, and I refuse to show it when I'm in a situation.
Ah, nice. So do you get scared when you go on planes and stuff, or you're okay with that?
Oh, I hate that. The takeoff and landing on the plane. Oh my god.
So there you go, ladies. He needs a brave woman. Okay, so that's what we've established so far as well. What would you cook? Your ideal date on a first date. What would you cook to impress them, to like knock their socks off?
Oh, I think it would be chicken wrapped in Parma ham with seasonal vegetables and dauphinoise potatoes.
Nice.
I think that's a good meal.
So just from this, I'm establishing from this, ladies, that he's not into vegetarians. So if you eat meat and you love your meat, he would be your ideal partner.
No, honestly, I can do a bonita version as well, so vegetarians are welcome as well.
Oh, nice. Okay, vegetarians welcome. There you go. That's his tagline on his dating profile, vegetarians welcome. All right, one last thing to ask you as well, because obviously I think this is such an important aspect of a relationship and kind of like can even make or break a relationship. But what would you say are the perfect pizza toppings?
Oh, chili.
So that you and your partner don't have to like get a pizza with like half and half, that you can actually share a pizza. What would be your ideal toppings?
Spicy chili chicken.
Spicy chili chicken. Anything else? Like, can I ask you a question? Are you the kind of guy who would have pineapple on his pizza?
Oh, no, not at all.
Oh, so you don't do sweet on the savoury?
Oh, no.
Okay, ladies, there you go. So we've learned this about Amit, that if you like pineapple on your pizza, then perhaps you might have to break that habit. Or perhaps he could not be your man. But if you do not like pineapples on your pizza, then Amit could be the ideal man for you. Any last words, my friend, that you'd like to share with any of the beautiful ladies out there, the single ladies who are sort of maybe in their mid-30s to mid-40s, who are into a IT consultant? What would you say to them?
Call in now, don't miss out.
You sound like an old Sunrise Radio ad. Got price windows in the bud.
Oh my god, remember that one?
Yeah. I love it. You sound like one of those. Maybe we should get you in to do some of our Sunrise ads. That might do the trick as well.
Do you know what? I do my local ads up here.
Yeah. Do you? Nice. I love it. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies should I say, not gentlemen, but gentlemen, if you're interested, just so you know, he's looking for a lady, but he is there on the market, ladies. He's 40 years old. He's an IT consultant. He loves to be adventurous. He's looking for an Anjali to his Rahul. And he says spicy chili chicken on his pizza would be a nice compliment if a lady enjoyed that as well. Does that sound about right to you?
It does, yeah, definitely.
Brilliant. So any ladies out there that like the sound of Amit, because he is my namesake, so he must be good, drop me a WhatsApp 0795 700 272 and I will put you two in touch. And if you do end up getting a date, you'll have to both come back and tell us how it goes. Cool?
100%.
Amit, you have been an absolute superstar today, I have to say. And I truly, truly hope I can find you your love. And who knows, you could be the first Sunrise wedding. Wouldn't that be awesome?
Oh, that would be epic.
That would be, I have to say as well. Amit, it's been a pleasure having you on. Stay on the line with me. I'm just going to put you on hold. But in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, there we have it. That's how it's done to get flirty at 8:30.
Catch our love guru, Amit Sodha, between 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. every Sunday for that chill out zone.
Niraj here on the UK's biggest Asian mix. Last chance for you to send in your answers for tonight's Film in 4 Clues. One more time again for you. This movie was directed by the director Priyadarshan. It was his return to serious filmmaking after a long time away from doing serious films. Overall, however, this film did not do very well at the box office, okay? It's not one of the big films of the year. It wasn't a mega box office success. Clue number 2 is that this is the last film to date which has got both Bipasha and Ajay Devgan appearing together in this movie, okay? I believe, if the internet has not lied to me, this is the last time that Bipasha and Ajay Devgan have been together in a film. Clue number 3 is that Samira Reddy appears in an item number in this movie. So that might be something to maybe, I don't know, explore if you're having a bit of trouble. So what movie has Samira Reddy appeared in for an item number? And clue number 4, probably the biggest giveaway. This is a remake of the Hollywood movie Mississippi Burning that came out in 1988. Any ideas? Let me know. Right, time to give you the answer for tonight's Film in 4 Clues. Yes, a whole bunch of answers coming in this evening, but were they correct? It's time to find out as I reveal the answer. There we are. Sorry, slightly a less dramatic ending over there. But anyway, yes, as mentioned, right, 4 clues for you tonight. I mentioned that the director for this movie is Priyadarshan. It was his return to serious filmmaking after a long time away from making serious films. Overall, however, this film did not do that well at the box office. So I'm not thinking of a major box office smash. I'm not thinking of a massive hit success. I'm thinking of a film that didn't do that well. This is also the last film to date, clue number 2, that Bipasha and Ajay Devgan have appeared together. The last film to date that Bipasha and Ajay Devgan have appeared together. Clue number 3, Sameera Reddy appeared in an item number for this movie. And clue number 4, it's a remake of the Hollywood film Mississippi Burning from 1988. Apparently a scene-for-scene kind of shoot of that movie. I was indeed thinking of the movie Akrosh. Now, there are many movies called Akrosh because clearly people in Bollywood cannot be bothered to think of different film names for their movies. So I'm not thinking of the 1980 Akrosh, okay? I'm not thinking of the 1998 film Akrosh. I'm thinking of the movie from 2010, Akrosh, that came out, directed by Priyadarshan. Ajay Devgan, Akshay Khanna, Bipasha Basu, Paresh Rawal, Reema Sen in this movie, and yeah, it was a massive failure at the box office. In total, only 194 million rupees, made on a budget, however, of 300 million. Oh dear, oh dear. The last film today has mentioned that Bipasha Basu and Ajay Devgan appear together, and Sameera Reddy has a special appearance in the song Isak Se Meeti Kuch Bhi in that movie. Yeah, and as mentioned, Mississippi Burning, pretty much a scene-for-scene remake of that movie from 1988. Thank you everybody who got involved in the show this evening tonight. Your answers again. For 3-course meal, I wanted Mahi Gill. What's it? Mahi Gill, Gauri Shinde and Abhijit Sawant. And then for initial reaction, I was off to the movie Mirch from 2010. Thank you so much everybody for keeping me company tonight. All of your emails, all your messages, all of your WhatsApps, all of your texts, all of your phone calls this evening tonight. Been an absolute blast. I'll see you next week, same time, same place. Have a great weekend, whatever you get up to. I'll see you next week.
Helping you unwind on a Friday with tunes and Bollywood games to get your weekend ready. Don't forget to join Niraj on Sunrise on Fridays and Saturdays from 7 to 10 p.m.